Peace family, Queen here. Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects as far as finances goes, and that is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is doing some interesting things this morning. Looks like the market is screaming for a $50,000 Bitcoin. So what I want to share with you in this video is I want to share with you, number one, an article on an analysis that CryptoQuaint did as far as what they feel the Bitcoin price will be this year. And then I also want to share, touch on a strategy for you to accumulate up to 308 Bitcoin over the next 2.5 years. So I'm gonna share this information here with you. Obviously, I'm not giving you financial advice or anything like that. Do your own research, do your own due diligence. Only ever invest, deposit what you could afford to comfortably live without. All right, so with that said, let's jump over here real quick and we'll look at, as you can see here from the graph, you know, we started February 6th is when we started this uptrend with the Bitcoin price. And what's taking place, the reason why we're seeing this spike in the price is because with the Bitcoin ETFs, right? So when institutional capital, when they purchase an asset, they purchase that asset typically off record or off chain, if you will, and that's called an OTC desk, right? OTC means over the counter, right? So obviously, you know, they don't want to buy and run the price up from their own purchases, and then they're having to buy at a higher price, right? So now they're forced to, because what's taking place is the Bitcoin OTC desks have dried up, and they are having to purchase because of all the demand that's coming into these Bitcoin ETFs. All of the demand is requiring them to purchase the said Bitcoin for their particular fund. So now they're having to purchase Bitcoin from exchanges just like you and I do, right? So that's making the price run up, right? So we saw, the big GBT sell-off, when the Bitcoin ETFs were first approved. We saw that big sell-off. The price kind of dipped and then came back a little bit and then kind of went sideways. But people were thinking that, when the Bitcoin ETFs were approved, that the price was just going to immediately go to the moon. And that's just not how markets work. So, the demand for their particular daily purchases were done, up until now through the OTC desk. So off of the exchange trading books, right? So it didn't affect the price really, right? So there was only, news speculation and things like that really had a price effect. But now, in my opinion, I feel that we're going to start seeing the real price action from the net inflows of capital from these Bitcoin ETFs, right? So let's jump into this article here real quick. This is off of CoinDesk. This is a source for the article. So the title says Bitcoin ETF flows could propel BTC prices to 112,000 this year, CryptoQuaint. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have amassed more than 192,000 Bitcoin in holdings as of Friday since their launch nearly a month ago. One of the things I also want you to know, family, is this. With all the ETFs that have ever been launched, Bitcoin Spot ETFs is by far the most successful in all of financial history. Understand the time that we're in right now, family. You don't get a setup like this financially. This doesn't happen, every day of the week, right? And what I'm saying is this type of financial opportunity doesn't happen every single day of the week. You will have one shot to get this thing right. You will have one shot to position your portfolio and get this thing right. And I'm just hoping that the information that I'm sharing with you is something that can spark, your interest so that you can do your own due diligence, do your own research, and then make the right decision for you financially, not just for yourself, but for your children and your children's children and your entire family. All right. So let's get back to the article here. This article was written February 11th. You see there's the time. Okay. All right. So it says Bitcoin prices could top out at the $112,000 level if current buying pressure from ETFs continues. The worst case scenario is at least 55,000, which is still a nearly 15% rise from current levels. Bitcoin prices could touch 112K this year if the current trend of inflows related to spot exchange traded funds continues, on-chain data provider CryptoQuaint said Sunday. This is a tweet from the CEO. So CEO Key Ju said on X, Twitter, the worst case for Bitcoin was at least 55K or a nearly 15% bump from Monday's prices. The targets were made based on the effect of inflows on Bitcoin's market capitalization and a metric ratio that has historically indicated if prices were overvalued or undervalued. And naturally, you can go to Twitter and follow this for yourself. But here is the actual chart that he is basing his analysis on. So you see here the red line. That's the ceiling price from their analysis. And then you have the actual price. And then you have the floor price is the green line there. So that's where he's basing from a minimum 55K to top 112K. Now, in my opinion, I feel that this year, I believe it's going to go, past 112K, but about 100, I think, is where we will settle. We'll settle back, because obviously, if you follow, Bitcoin and you see the run up is huge, but then it settles back down, and I think that 112K is pretty accurate. I can resonate with what he's saying. So next part here, Bitcoin market has seen 9.5 billion in spot ETF inflows per month, potentially boosting the realized cap by 114 billion yearly, he said. Even with GBTC outflows, a 76 billion rise could elevate the realized cap from 451 billion to anywhere from 527 to 565 billion. All right. And then Key cited a ratio tracking Bitcoin's market cap to realized cap, a measure of active tokens at their last traded price, as potentially marking a top for Bitcoin at the 104 to 112K mark. That ratio would reach 3.9 as those prices, a level that has historically marked a price top. So with that being said, again, I have, there's nothing more here for us to really go into. But yeah, I have said in, videos leading up to this halving that my thoughts are that we will definitely see a six-figure Bitcoin price this year, 2024, and may see a high six-figure, and then it come back down and settle, where he's talking about the 112K or whatever. But a six-figure Bitcoin price is absolutely huge. And the thing is, like I said, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you don't want to sit on the sidelines and miss out. So, the information that I share with my YouTube subscribers, my email subscribers, my family, my colleagues, my friends, is that, take time to do the research, because this type of opportunity does not come every day of the week. All right. So now I want to share with you real quick, and you can download the actual PDF for this strategy. All right. But if you've been following me, I talk about my number one project, right? So with my number one project, I have a strategy that you could follow and amass 308 Bitcoin in the next 2.5 years, right? Here's the PDF. I'm not going to go through it. You can download it. You can download the PDF. There's a link there. And then if you want to add this to your portfolio or get this going, then you can go to the website link, put in your best email address, follow all the due diligence that I did, do your own due diligence, do your own research on it, and you'll see how to create your account and all of that stuff, right? But I just want to show you real quick on the financial calculator what this looks like, okay? So with this particular strategy, this is a Bitcoin strategy, right? This is a Bitcoin strategy, okay? So you're going to be starting, if you follow this strategy, you will be starting with 0.15 Bitcoin, all right? So now I'm going to go over here to the financial calculator, and I'm going to go to, we'll go here, compound interest daily. That's the one I want. It's not the one I want. Let me go to the other one. Just this one. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right. So now understand that, you know, this particular calculator, these are the currencies that they use. We're going to be talking about BTC currency. All right. So just ignore the dollar sign. All right. So we're going to put in 0.15. Okay. And with this strategy, when you store your Bitcoin with my #1 project and you follow my strategy, you will be earning 60% per month on that stored Bitcoin, and you leave it there for 2 years, 6 months. Now, when you download the PDF, you'll see every 6 months, because that's the longest term that they offer. So every 6 months, you're going to be rolling your profits back in for the next 6 months. All right. So that means that the compound interval is twice a year. All right. So again, ignore the dollar sign. So we got 0.15 BTC, 60% per month, 2.5 years. And the compounding interval is twice a year. So every 6 months. Now, when you hit calculate, you will see, ignore the dollar sign, 308 Bitcoin. Right? So family, again, if this is something you want to look further into, download the PDF, go to the website, check everything out, do all the due diligence on it that you need to do. You know, we have one chance to get this thing right with Bitcoin. I've been preaching, teaching, sharing, telling people about Bitcoin when it was trading way, way, way under even $1,000. And I will continue, because this is a finite, pristine asset that is scarce, that is rare. The network effects are all in alignment. It has had the stamp of approval, right, from Wall Street. Wall Street's going crazy over this product, right, because they couldn't beat it. So what did they have to do? They had to join it. That's why we have Bitcoin spot ETFs right now. All right. So family, that's it for this video. I will see you in my next videos.